In 1989, The Simpsons hit our televisions and quickly became a national phenomenon, cementing their place in pulp culture. And even though the later seasons have been less than impressive, one can't deny the influence the famous cartoon show had in our lives. Of course, mixed into it were large amounts of toys, t-shirts, and other weird memorabilia. Remember collector plates? Yeah, those were a thing. Among that other stuff, The Simpsons had a huge library of video games. But which ones were the best? Hayshackers, Grey Gear, and today I'm counting down the best Simpsons video games. Now the list will be determined by a few things. Of course, feedback from our community and staff, but also the game's design, fun factor, humor, and of course, how well the Simpsons IP fit into the game itself. With that said, everybody in the pool!
'Tis a fine barn, but sure 'tis no pool, English.
Do it!
These are the top 10 best Simpsons video games.
You want excitement? Shove this up your stocking!
Whoa! That looks entertaining. Oh, yeah.
So tell your folks, buy me, Bonestorm, or go to hell!
Now, believe it or not, number 10 was a tough call. It was between The Simpsons Tapped Out and Bart vs. the World. I leaned more toward the NES game, mainly due to the diversity of the gameplay and the fact that the game didn't nearly have the amount of controversy the mobile game had at launch. This platforming game was pretty fun to play and featured mini-games like card match, slider puzzles, and even trivia. Music wasn't too bad either, featuring a remix of the opening theme from the show, as well as its own unique tracks. It's not a well-known Simpsons game, but it certainly deserves a spot on this list.
Cool, man.
This was the very first game that brought The Simpsons into interactive entertainment. Released in 1991, Bart vs. the Space Mutants wasn't an easy game at all. Hell, if you played it too young, you probably have terrible memories of it. But if you were old enough to understand the mechanics, and trust me, there were a lot of mishmash mechanics in this game, you could tell it was a pretty decent video game. It also had a soft spot in our community. After all, The Simpsons were insanely popular back then, and this was the first video game to feature the famous troublemaker Bart Simpson.
We're home! We got beats! Bart, are you pulling up the carpet? Uh-huh. Why are you letting him do this?
I don't know.
Its significance in the video game world should not go unnoticed, even if the game was relatively hard to understand or just difficult in general. If you have a chance to play this as an adult, give it a go. You'll probably have a much better experience now.
Hey, how come you're not playing Bone Storm? Nah, it got boring. I'm really into this cup and ball now. Whoa! Wow! Man, you never know which way this crazy ball's gonna go!
Simpsons Cartoon Studio was one of the very first PC games I ever played. We didn't get a computer in my household until 1996, and when we did, I went out and picked up this game at Circuit City. Yeah, I'm old.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
Anyway, there wasn't much action gameplay per se in the Simpsons Cartoon Studio. Instead, the gameplay was revolved around creating your own adventures and playing them out, like an episode of the show.
How cool can you get? The Simpsons Cartoon Studio. Here's your chance to create your own episodes of America's funniest animated family. Picture it, Bart,
Really?
Homer, and the whole Simpsons universe at your fingertips. With over 11,000 cells, 35 backgrounds, 250 props, 50 special effects, and over 700 sound and music voice loops at your command.
It's a new episode.
Let your imagination go wild.
It sounds cool, and to be honest, it was a lot less limiting than you'd think. You had a huge library of pre-animated characters, backgrounds, sound effects, and voice work to play with. There were limitations, of course, it being 1996 and all. Mainly the memory limit of how many things you could have on screen at once. But it was a fun, creative game that doesn't get the credit it deserves.
Welcome to Springfield. I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me as town spokesman for such computer travel guides as Hats Off to Fargo and Pinch Me, I'm in Boise.
Probably the most innovative game on this list, Virtual Springfield takes you into first-person view to explore the town of, well, Springfield. The game plays a lot like those old-school point-and-click adventure games. Similar to Myst. Not on the same quality level as Myst, but it's just similar. You travel around the town and pick up cards, keys, and objects that allow you to visit and unlock more places to see. The amount of detail in the game is staggering, with an absurd amount of character interactions and sketches, all of which are fully voiced by the television actors themselves.
Hey, all right, kids. Here's more of that blood, gore, and violence you little monkeys clamor for. Itchy and scratchy!
Not to mention the sheer amount of Easter eggs and throwbacks to the show around every corner. My personal favorite were the mini-games, the ones in the arcade mainly, some of which you've seen Bart play in multiple episodes were now playable for yourself for the first time.
All right, stick it to the man.
While it's unclear if the layout of the town is Simpsons canon, I'm pretty sure it's not, it's certainly packed to the brim with Simpsons flair, and for the time was pretty innovative, well written, and of course, funny.
Yes, the SWAT Sonic 5000 is the latest in insect-smashing technology. With one tiny little switch, your bug troubles are over. Hey, with the sting, down with the biting, hey, the spotting, ouch, oh, with the hurt fight, and down the swat, hey, hurting.
That's it. That's the news. Someone's getting fired.
One of my personal favorites, Barts Nightmare is a collection of minigames that challenge you to collect 8 pages of Bart's homework. The minigames had a variety of gameplay. Almost all the games were fun to play, and some even parodied mainstream media, like Indiana Jones or Godzilla. You could even play through an episode of the Itchy and Scratchy cartoon that takes place in the Simpsons household. Even the main dream level, where you wander around waiting for pages to appear, can be fun and challenging. You could end up beating the game if you collected all 8 pages. However, if you died or woke up in the opening traversal level, you get a grade based on how many papers you collected and total points. If you've never played Bart's Nightmare, it's a great game, and I remember it fondly growing up.
I know you like clowns, so I made you this bed. Now you can laugh yourself to sleep.
If you should die before you wake.
Can't sleep. Clown will eat me. Can't sleep. Clown will eat me. Cool, man. Uh-oh.
This game was very similar to Bart's Nightmare, probably due to the fact that it was the same developer. Bart enters a science fair, gets trapped in VR, and then must play a series of minigames to escape. Interesting enough, only 3 out of the 6 minigames could pass as a VR game. The other 3 are mainly platformers. And make no mistake, they're hard ones too. Getting lost and figuring out what to do can be quite a challenge, as they have a heavy emphasis on puzzles, especially the pig one. That level was really hard. The game had diverse gameplay, colorful graphics, and some hilarious death cutscenes. I personally like the corn dog scene myself.
Ooh.
What's the meaning of this? Throw that infernal contraption in the landfill and ride my bus.
USA! USA! What part of get in don't you understand?
Take me to the Quickie Mart.
Boring.
So we can just get this out of the way first. Yes, this game is a clear copy of a certain arcade/Dreamcast title.
Hey, come on over, have some fun with Crazy Taxi!
However, the game was fun. It featured a ton of Simpsons characters and cars, most from famous episodes. And unlike that other game, The Simpsons Road Rage actually had a full story to progress and play through, including fully voice-acted cutscenes.
Dad.
Quit playing those stupid video games, boy. I want to watch TV.
We're live in front of City Hall as joyless plutocrat Montgomery Burns is about to unveil his new line of nuclear-powered buses.
The gameplay was fun and frantic with a heavy arcade feel to it, and controlling the cars actually felt pretty smooth and enjoyable, even if it was clearly a knockoff of Crazy Taxi.
What does this monstrosity cost?
Jerry, what's the sticker price?
$82,000! This monstrosity cost $82,000! What have I done? I mean, the zoo was fun, but I'm ruined!
Wow, chocolate, half price.
Excuse me, Fatty. You're eating our world.
Hey, you like that rabbit thing from that book about a girl named Alice who goes to Wonderland. What was it called? Oh, yeah, Snow White and Stupid Town.
For your information, I am the white chocolate rabbit.
Hey, white chocolate's not even chocolate. It doesn't even contain cocoa solids.
Well, if I'm not real chocolate, then you probably wouldn't be interested in eating me.
White chocolate.
I've never seen anyone wet their pants while jumping.
One of the more recent games on this list, The Simpsons Game, was released in 2007 on Xbox 360, PS2, PS3, and the Wii. The game took place in the Simpsons universe within a video game world.
Great, now I have nothing to play except the games I bought yesterday, and I'm totally sick of them. The Simpsons Game. This is so weird. The only Simpsons game I can think of is the one where we all pretend Dad isn't an alcoholic. What could it be? Wait a sec. This is a manual for a video game set in Springfield. And Dad is a character. And so is Mom and Lisa. Who'd want to play her? Whoa, I'm in this game. I wonder what my moves are. Jumping, floating. Oh man, I gotta try this. Wow, this is the only good book ever written.
Constantly making fun of video game culture and design.
Hello, pathetic store nerd. One copy of Grand Theft Scratchy, please.
Sorry, sir, that game is rated M.
No problem, I have ID.
This is a Calzone Zone frequent calzone eater's card.
There's a free calzone in it for you.
This never happened.
Wow, teenagers are so dumb.
The game featured large amounts of voice work and fully animated 2D cutscenes. The game challenged you to collect random things from each character as you control multiple members of the family, each with their own unique gimmick. The game's story is almost equal to a full season of The Simpsons. The Simpsons Game is enjoyable and features nearly every famous Simpsons character. It's pretty well written and funny as well.
Guys, look, the hatch opens after every 4 laser bursts. That's the weak spot when we need to fire.
Hey, Kodos, that ugly kid's right. Why are we exposing our weak spot after every 4 laser bursts?
You're right. Why do we even need to expose our weak spot at all?
Thanks for the heads up, Earth dumbass.
Hey! I'm endorsing a new cola, kids. And this one isn't poisonous to anybody.
That we know of.
New and improved Buzz Cola is made from only the finest sugars and waters. Plus, it has a special ingredient, too hot for the FDA. It'll give you the get up and go you need to do all the pathetic stuff you have to do. Try new improved Buzz Cola.
Cola. Must get Buzz Cola.
Commonly referred to as Grand Theft Auto Simpsons, the Simpsons Hit and Run was an open-world Simpsons game that featured racing, platforming, and of course an abundance of voice work and humor. While most of the game does revolve around driving, either to get somewhere fast, besting another driver in a race, or meet a certain driving challenge, there were a few platforming bits tied into it as well. There are also a ton of cutscenes that really make you invest into the world and its story.
Ralph, word in the hood is that you got access to your old man's fireworks stash.
Fireworks make my ears yell.
Here's some gumdrops. Now make with the works.
My daddy's going to put you in jail.
And it's arguably the best console Simpsons game ever released. One more did best it though. Released in 1991, The Simpsons Arcade was one of the most influential and popular arcade games of all time. I think it's safe to say that nearly every child of the 90s has played it at least once, or seen it at your local batting cage, bowling alley, pizza place, or of course, arcade. The game's design was nearly flawless, with amazing details and throwbacks to The Simpsons television show. The music, enemy types, environments, and of course the 4-player co-op madness made this game a blast to play with friends. And it's quite possibly the best Simpsons game ever made. What Simpsons game did you guys love? Which ones did I miss? Let us know in the comments below. For more videos like this and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com.
Welcome to Lee Carvello's Putting Challenge. I am Carvello. Now choose a club. You have chosen a 3-wood. May I suggest a putter? 3-wood. Now enter the force of your swing. I suggest feathered touch. You have entered power drive. Now push 7, 8, 7 to swing. Ball is in. Parking lot. Would you like to play again? You have selected no.